speak the word. I love you, my brother. I love you, my sister. But you asking me to help you out, I just can't do that. Yeah, but I love you now. I love brother or sister tell me, but I'm hungry. Can you feed me? Well, I'll send you on home. I'll pray for you. I'll pray that you receive a meal. That blessing was with you. God sent that person your way for you to be a blessing. So how dare you turn your back on somebody and say they're hungry? Oh, come on. Y'all not being real. I guess I got to talk to Brother Larry to get an amen. So we see that words are not good enough. It all comes down to our actions. Yeah, our actions. Yes. Minister Blanson would not believe me if I told her I love her, and on occasion I never did anything for her. Yeah, I can say I love you all day long, Brother Alberti, but if I'm not willing to take her to a movie, if I'm not willing to buy her some flowers, if I'm not willing to get her a card and write my sincere feelings on the card, she's going to not believe what I'm saying.
That's right.
Huh?
That's right.
It's got to be some action for what it is I'm talking about. Are you still with me? So this is not only for the brothers, even though this is a brother's day, we talk about the sisters too. You got some shady sisters in the world too. They think they're the only one that's supposed to be the recipient of some good things.
That's right.
Every now and then, sisters, we want a meal on the table.
That's right.
Come on, we like to get our feet rubbed too. Yeah. Now we talking. Yeah, because God has been good to both of us. Yeah, you got your time and I got mine. We'll share the responsibility. Yes. This is a quote that says this: dedication is not what others expect of you. It is what you can give to others. Dedication is not what people expect, but is what you can give to others. What good is it for me to go through all the education that I've been through and all of the schooling if I can't teach somebody a little bit of what I know? And oftentimes you have people in the church that decide who they want to take under their wing more than others. Yeah, we play favorites in the church sometimes. Yeah, if you make enough money and contribute it to the collection plate, you can do and say anything you want to. But what about the people that really are in need of prayer? That really are in need of a blessing? That you can be a blessing to? The time is to do it now. Tomorrow I promise to nobody. So when I stand before the judgment seat of God, I don't want to look at him in shame and him tell me what happened, brother. You missed your opportunity. Yes. Y'all didn't come to have no church today. See, I know Brother Gerald ain't hit that organ yet, but we y'all didn't come to have no church today. Listen to this. Being committed must be something that has to be a want. So it's fair to say that being committed now has to be a want. I have to want to help that brother or sister. I have to want to do right by somebody that's not doing right by me. I have to want to get out there and get my hands dirty. You can't expect the church to grow if you're not willing to go to the streets. You can't expect some new folk to be in and fill this place up if you're not willing to go to the highways and byways. Yeah, there's some people out there, somebody said the world is no short of sinners. You got some people out there that need to be filled. And this is the place they need to be. But some folk need to be rescued. You got to go out there and get them. You can't just expect them all the time to come to the house. You got to be willing to be fishermen of men. You got to bring the people in. Am I talking to some real folk? It is not something that a person has to be forced to do. We talk about it being a want. But I don't want something that a person made you do. If somebody made you say to me that you love me, I don't want it. Because it ain't coming truly from your heart. So if somebody made you come to church, there's a problem. I'm talking about the ones that's already been born in this thing. That already know something about church. You know where you need to be on Sunday. So why are you staying home watching the TV ministry? They're all right, but you need to be forsaken in God's house. This is where we congregate. This is the place for worship. Somebody say amen up in here. So touch your neighbor and say, our brothers got to do what our brothers got to do. Sister, it needs to be said, and the sisters got to do what the sisters got to do as well. Yeah, we're not leaving y'all out. Moving on to point number 2. Now, we talked about being committed by choice of action. Now we're talking about remaining planted in fertile soil.
Okay.
All right.
Remaining planted in fertile soil. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 50 and 3 is dealing with this term. And Henry Miller, the famous American author, says that true strength lies in submission, which permits one to dedicate his life through devotion of something beyond himself. He says that true strength lies in submission. Sometimes you can't just tell everybody what you really want to say to them. Everybody that do you wrong, you can't just haul off and slap them. Yeah, even though you might be feeling that way. Jesus said to turn the other cheek. I don't mean the other cheek to be slapped. I'm talking about turning the other way and going back in the other direction. Yeah, a tree is known by the fruit that it bears. I want you to know, if you're not reaping some good stuff, you're going to continue to get the wrong kind of folk. Yeah, the blessing is in how you praise. I want you to know it's not just what somebody says about you, but when you are willing to take all of the anguish, all of the suffering, all of the pain, all of whatever negative things that people have bad to say about you, some folk are watching you. Some folk are watching your reaction. There's some people watching to see what you're going to do right now. So in order to make that happen, to execute this, you have to remain planted in fertile soil. Paul says this. He encourages the church at Corinth that at his return, we shall be changed. He said at his return, we shall be changed. Not the type of body that you and I both have. This body that have all these pains and aches and suffering and knees going bad and headaches and different other physical issues. We're not talking about that body. But we are talking about a changed body that is going to be able to stand up to even witness and be in the presence of the Lord. A body that will never get tired, that will never grow old, and you will never have no pain anymore. I'm talking about a body that's worth waiting for. So if you're reaping good, fertile seeds in the soil, you shall reap a harvest of blessing. Now he said he's going to give us a new body. He talks about the corruptible must put on the incorruptible. I want you to understand something. Before the foundations of the world, God made it possible that in order for us to cross over into incorruption, we had to be buried under the ground. What does that mean? That everybody in this house has a time when they must die. I want you to understand that it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a part of life. Now when you have sown the seed in the seed sower, you ain't got nothing to fear. But the seed, just like the seed goes into the ground, it has to be it. Now, let me just say this. Let me just say this right here. Sometimes it's not about how you plant the seed, but rather it's about where you plant the seed. So you need to tell me that I can't just go to any dirt field and put a seed in there and expect something to grow? No, sir. I have to do my research and find out where the soil is fertile. Because if it's fertile, then that's when I'll get a better harvest. Yeah.